It's a kit share video today because I think it was in November Sarah asked me to join her How to Kill a Kit with Style Facebook group and a list of girls who do videos for that. So January kicks off a new year with that, and this is my kit. It doubles up as a sort of kind of a project type thing that Sarah and I are doing in January. We've picked a designer or manufacturer, one a week for each of the 4 weeks in January, and we're going to try and do as many layouts as we can using that particular designer for the week. But I'm lucky I'll get one, but Sarah will get a whole lot more done. Anyway, Sarah wisely chose to make a mini kit for her How to Kill a Kit with Style to sort of get those two to play together. I'm not so good at the mini part, but we'll see what happens. Anyway, week 1, which is Tuesday already. I meant to have this done like on the 1st, but it was really hot, so here we go. As you can probably guess, it's Amy Tan for the first week. I actually thought I would start with her original collection, and I would consider it fairly neutral. Yes, it does have pops of colour, and when I figured out what kind of story and the photo that I was going to use, it's going to be about sewing. So there is a sewing machine motif in the collection, but a lot of the papers have a kind of a fabricy sort of texture. So some of these, most of these I think are from the paper pad. I don't know which ones I'm gonna use, because while I've got the photo and the story worked out, I haven't got the layout worked out. So that would probably be a background if I was going to use that at all. This one, I think, yeah, that's single-sided. Another single-sided. Another single-sided. And these are colours that I don't use often, and they really haven't, a lot of these haven't been frequently used by other designers at all. I mean, this kind of, I don't know, what would you call that? It's not quite burgundy, it's maybe like a magenta. I just don't see that. This one, this is the one that I thought that has a lot of motifs that are kind of relevant to the story, directly or indirectly. That's a single one. This one's a double. I'm probably not going to use this side. I wanted more of the orange, and it's got the machine stitching pattern, but you never know. This, I think, would make a really interesting background. It's not the sort of thing I use very often. And these, you can tell they're some of the older American crafts, because you can feel that the branding strip can probably be torn away. Yeah, it's perforated. So I wanted that for the green. I really love the multicoloured one. So it gives some colour, but this I love, these stars. And this kind of blue you don't see very often either. And that's got more of the machine stitching. There's this one, that would be good for a background. Orange, that's like a close-up of a jumper or something. It's like a sweatshirt type material. The stars I really like, hearts. And I thought, I'm not good at just sticking with one collection. I like to mix it all up. So I had a look through some of her other collections. This one's Brave and Bold. I think this was her last one. And I think some of these bits might work. Whether I'll use it or not, I don't know. This has got that sort of, it's not quite the same magenta, it's a bit lighter, but you know, it works. That one. I think the jumper that my sister is wearing in the photo is kind of this, like a mauve kind of a colour, which is the idea I got to use this one. So I don't know, I may use some of it, I may not use any of it. I may go back to stash and pull more. So there you go. Oh, and this is that that afternoon? Saturday afternoon? Some kind of afternoon, late afternoon. It's got afternoon in the name. But yeah, I think because some of these cut aparts, I thought, and the animal print. I know my sister and my oldest niece really like their animal print. Anyway, moving on. Week 2, Chamel, I believe. I may have week 2 and week 3 mixed up. Have to double check that. But when I was I went down the same principle here. I wanted to use some of the earlier collections, and I realized that I had already paired this light glow paper with these photos, this story. This is an older story. Do I have date on the back? No, but it's quite a few years old. Yeah, it's not an easy motif to work with, and I just grabbed a whole bunch of other random stuff. It's about ideas and ingenuity and all that kind of thing. So Chamel's collections play really, really nicely together, no matter which one. So this one is Sparkle City. I threw this in, not so much because I'm going to use this piece of paper, but I wanted to remember to use, I think the rocket would work well, because that's kind of ingenuity fluff. And then just random, whatever was, actually I was pulling from the pile that hasn't been put away. So yeah, I will likely go back and have another look through the proper pile of papers. This is, I like to cut these out and use them as embellies. And there's Field Trip. I mean, see, it works so well. And there's, I don't know how many collections in between. This Field Trip was second last, I think, and this was Chamel's second. And actually both of those, True Stories and Field Trip, use silver as their accent, so that's another thing. I'm pretty sure in my scrap bin I've got some of the camera strips that have the silver glitter. And again, this rocket blueprint and the sort of spirograph thing. This I pulled out, not so much for that, but for this one. Maybe there'll be something, some words there. And this one's got some sort of inspirational, like make something and create and all that kind of thing. So week 3, Rosie's Studio. I haven't got a lot of Rosie's Studio, ironically, given that it's probably a bit easier for me to... Oh, wait, I forgot to show you these. From, these were some of the embellies that I was going to pull in to use with that first week. These ones are fabric stickers. These are supposed to look like those embroidery hoops, and they've got like a thin foam disc in between each layer. I suspect I'll be pulling those apart. Oh, that feels like fabric too. I think I'm going to pull those apart and reassemble them. And then some of these. Yeah. Okay, coming back to Rosie's. I've got more embellies somewhere. But because I've got this whole pack of these cards, I think I'm going to try and use as many of these on a layout as possible. Now, I think the main reason I got this is because it has a lot of purple and aqua, which are 2 of Max's school colours. So I thought that, and in fact some of them have sort of books and pencils and things as well as a motif. Not so much the stardust and unicorns and all of that kind of thing, but the layout, the story that I am thinking of pairing up with this collection, and this is what I've got left from the paper pad, is actually a My Little Pony, Max trying very hard not to play My Little Pony with his cousins, and him and his older cousin trying very hard to escape from the clutches of Auntie Alex and the camera. But most of the ponies, I think they all were unicorn type ones, and they were all sort of pinks and purples and everything like that. So I think that's just going to work, and it's going to give me a good opportunity to burn up a lot of the whole unicorn motif and, you know, friends for life and all that kind of thing, because, you know, they're cousins. Last week, final week, I remember this one too. It is how's there, old school stuff. So again, this, it started, and I mean, I've got a lot of all the old school brands, but since I had already paired these photos, see, my niece is 8 now, look at her there, she's so itty bitty. This Cosmo Cricket Collection Upcycle, which has got bags. They're not specifically shopping bags, but it's got the whole girly, and because these photos have quite a yellow cast to them because they were taken inside the shopping centre, I thought it doesn't sort of come across on the camera so much, but I thought that that was going to work quite nicely. So I think I put in one of everything that I could find. Somewhere I've got the strips and the cutter parts, which I've already chopped up because I used them on something else, but I didn't completely use them up. What's this? Oh, this is one of those fabric papers. It's so old that it's no longer sticky and the backing's come off. It's the Love Elsie one. And the colours, I think, work really, really well with the Claire collection of Love Elsie. It's got the sort of lime green. It doesn't have purple, but it's got the hot pink, the pale blue. Where's the pale blue? It does have pale blue. Or does it? This is kind of a pale blue. I mean, it's not an exact match, but I think it'll work. And the Claire collection has got a lot of the whole girly vibe, shopping and all that kind of stuff. I threw this in, some sassaflowers that are falling apart, more Claire things from Love Elsie, and this is the travel themed one, Toby, but a lot of these will work as well. And I'll probably pull in some stickers. I know I've got a sticker sheet and a chipboard sheet that will go with the upcycle as well, so I will locate those. I have until the end of the month to do that, so there is every chance I will succeed. Thanks so much for watching. The full list of the girls who are playing along this month with How to Kill a Kit with Style and their kits is linked down there, and hope to see you back when I make a layout, or at least 4. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. Bye.